Welcome and thank you for joining us for the 2020 Hispanic Heritage Luncheon. We are so excited to have you on today. I just want to thank you for all hopping on. I promise this is going to be a fun celebratory event, something that we do every year and you're not going to want to miss out. So keep watching. I'd like to welcome Jason Crespin of the Amarillo Little Theater, who is our MC today.
Hello everyone, as Mary said, my name is Jason Crespin and I'm the Academy Director here at the Amarillo Little Theater. I'm honored to be the MC for this year's event. I want to thank you for joining us today and celebrating Hispanics in our community. I would like to now introduce Pastor de los Santos, who would give our invocation.
Hey, thank you guys for watching, man. We're excited to be part of the Hispanic Heritage Luncheon. My name is Manny de los Santos, pastor of Power Church, and I would just like to ask you to join me in prayer. Let's pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your power. Father, I thank you for all the potential and purpose that you have placed into each individual that's watching right now. God, I thank you for the leaders that are here, the leaders that are represented, God, and all the great things that you are doing through each one of them. Father, I ask you now as we kick off this Hispanic Heritage Luncheon that your presence would touch each heart, that your presence would touch each mind, that you would remind us that we all have a purpose and that we all have a calling. And I expect great things to happen through our community because of the people that are watching today and the people that are participating today. Father, I pray that a joyful spirit come over each person, a generous spirit come over each person, that we might support all the great things that you are doing in our city and in our communities. In Jesus' name that we pray, amen.
Thank you, Pastor de los Santos. Like you, we are heartbroken by the pandemic that has hit our country and our world. We hope that you are in good health and pray that wherever you are and whatever you might be dealing with, you are staying strong. Now, C-19 has made many of us accustomed to doing things virtually. It may not be the ideal way to hold an event, but we know it's important to stay safe while we still get to celebrate. We are confident that you will gain strength and inspiration from this virtual luncheon and our award winners. I would like to begin today's celebration by introducing Tascosa's High School NJROTC, who will present our nation's colors. They will be followed by Autumn Oaks, who will sing our national anthem.
Please stand for the presentation of colors. All forward, march.
Wow, how amazing is it to see young men and women who honor our nation so well. Thank you guys, you did an excellent, excellent job. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ana Lozoya, the president of Los Barrios de Amarillo.
We are so proud to bring this event to Amarillo. 50 years ago, Los Barrios saw a need in the community in education, and it was our Latino leaders who came to the table. But it's so much more than celebrating our Latino leaders. It's about showcasing our culture and showing our students who their role models are to follow. As president of Los Barrios, I would like to invite you to get involved in your community. If you're passionate about education and making your community a better place, please join us in our mission.
Thank you, Anna. Now I would like to recognize Suddenlink for sponsoring this year's virtual event. Suddenlink, we appreciate your support as always. Your organization is just fantastic. Thanks so much for supporting this luncheon. Now, did you know that the National Hispanic Heritage was a week-long observance that began in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson? It was a time to celebrate our histories, cultures, and contributions of American citizens whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. In 1988, Ronald Reagan expanded the week-long celebration to span a 30-day period. Here to tell us why it's important to celebrate the Hispanic culture is Potter County Commissioner, we all know her and love her, Mercy Murguia.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Hispanic Heritage Luncheon. What a year in 2020 and a virtual environment. What is Hispanic Heritage Month? It's a national event that's celebrated every month. It was signed into law in 1968 by President Johnson. What does that mean for us locally? It means it gives us time to pause, to reflect on all of our leaders that serve in our community every single day. Each one of you that give of yourself, of your professional life, of your personal life, for all of the goals that we are really all striving to accomplish in our local community. A shout out to Los Barrios de Amarillo that continues to bring this to your community. We actually started this about 5 to 6 years ago, started it back up. We found through archives that the Globe News was starting to really bring back and call on those leaders that were recognized over 30 years ago. This becomes part of the archives for our city. It's important that we take time. We reflect on all of the work that everyone has done. It's very easy to be busy being busy. And so this really does force us to stop and say thank you and gives us time to do that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for what you do, not just in this month, but throughout the year. I challenge you to continue this work and continue to lead our community.
I'm honored to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month with you today. As you know, Amarillo ISD is the area's largest employer, and we're one of the largest school districts in the state, and we're also one of the most diverse. I want to take this time to share with you some things we're doing as a school community to ensure we don't stop at simply talking about the importance of diversity. Our differences are important. They must be reflected in everything we do, from the curriculum we teach, to the teachers who teach it, to the books in our libraries and the food served in our cafeterias. In a time when many organizations face calls for action, Amarillo ISD is proud to be a leader who began getting to the heart of this matter several years ago. We've taken the initiative to reach out to experts nationwide who are helping us identify deficiencies within our systems and determine our next steps forward. One of the most important steps I believe we can take is by working to truly close the achievement gap. And we've convened a focus group to help us do just that. By closing the gap, I mean no matter what country a student was born, no matter what language is spoken in a home, no matter their socioeconomic status, that student has the support he or she needs to achieve academically at the highest levels. We're supporting the whole family with parent collaboration efforts like Ready K Go and our InSync Early Childhood Educational Outreach Series. We're supporting students with mentorship programs in their schools. We're working to recruit a more diverse staff. In fact, it's one of our core values. And this school year, we've added a Hispanic historical curriculum for our high school students. National Hispanic Heritage Month gives us an opportunity to honor the contributions of the Hispanic community to our past and celebrate their leadership in the future. But these things must be reflected in every day of our community and in our schools. Progress is fundamental to the future for our students, our community, and our local workforce. And it'll take all of us. Thank you and congratulations.
I think it's so important to celebrate all the cultures in our city. And so why is it important for us to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Culture and Hispanic Heritage Month? Is because we have so many people in our city, residents in our city who have a Hispanic tie, who have that in their heritage, who believe and enjoy the richness of the culture that it brings to our city. So really, for me, it's about Amarillo continuing to tell its story, and Hispanics are a huge part of the story of our city. So if we don't have events where we celebrate that, where we put it on a pedestal and look at it, turn it around and hold it closer and value it, then how do people who maybe have not been as exposed to Hispanic culture know that it's something we value? How do our children who are young and still learning and being formed in what our culture is in our city, how do they know about it if we don't actually celebrate it, if we don't talk to them about it, if we don't create a platform for where we tell that story? And the story should be told truthfully, that there are struggles involved and there are victories involved. So I think it's a really important thing for our city to celebrate every culture that's here, every ethnicity that makes up the fabric of Amarillo. But I'm especially proud to support and to celebrate Hispanic heritage in our city. And I'm grateful for the people that have put an event together that will highlight it and bring it to more people's attention, as it's such an important part of who we are in Amarillo and who the residents in Amarillo are.
Next, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Liz Alanis. Liz is the Executive Director for the Amarillo Wesley Community Center. We all know her. We love her. Take it away, Liz.
Hi everyone, I'm Liz Alanis, and I'm the Executive Director of the Amarillo Wesley Community Center. And first, I would like to thank the Hispanic Heritage Committee for giving me the opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes. But we are here celebrating Hispanic Heritage Luncheon, and this is an important time to reflect upon our history and experiences as Latinos. And when I think of our heritage, I think about faith, familia, hard work, determination, and resiliency and responsibility. This has carried with us as small children and throughout our lives as adults. One of the things I learned growing up is how to embrace my culture. From the delicious food to kissing our relatives on the cheek when we first saw them, and when we did the despedida, their quinceañeras and the grand weddings with mariachis. And I also remember mi abuelito Dimas. He used to pick us up from school, and there was 10 of us, and he would put us in the back of his pickup and he would drop us off one by one. And he had nicknames for all of us. My oldest brother's nickname was Beck. His name was Victor Luis. My second brother, Javier, his name was Casiliwas. And because he couldn't tell me and my twin sister apart, he just called us Chiriscas. We get excited about eating pozole, tamales, menudo, buñuelos, and more. Until this day, mi abuelita Celia makes the best salsa. And each grandchild, which is probably over by 50 now, has a handmade quilt by her. So now that I have a child of my own, mi abuelita Celia made a quilt for her. It's the traditions that live in us that hold special to my heart. We try to cure everything with our vaporu, our vapor rub. And if that doesn't work, we start boiling some manzanilla or hierba buena. When it's cold, you know it's going down with some caldo de pollo or caldo de res. And if you fail, you got the sana colita de rana, and that trick made it all better. At night, you watch your telenovelas. And when I was little, I looked forward to Sábado Gigante con Don Francisco. El Show de Cristina was popular and also one of my favorites. And in mid-show, you would get Walter Mercado, who was the famous astrologist, and then you would end the night being traumatized by Primer Impacto. Growing up in a Mexican family in a small farming and ranching community of Vega, Texas, I was raised by two proud parents from Chihuahua, Cuauhtemoc, Mexico. My two parents immigrated to the U.S. at a young age with two small children. They walked across the Arizona desert to be able to give their children a better life and an education. My parents were drawn by the promise of economic opportunity. They first established in the small town of El Dorado, Texas, and we lived there years before we moved to Vega, Texas. I was in ESL classes until the 2nd grade, so I actually did not excel until I went to college. I graduated cum laude from Angelo State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree. I also hold my Master's of Education in Student Development and Leadership from Angelo State University. And I'm currently in my Doctorate of Education at West Texas A&M University, and my research focus is on studying Latino families, barrio neighborhoods, and the leadership in these communities. But my parents' expectation of me was to always go to college. There was no exceptions. I can say that most who are first-generation students feel the need to prove to our parents that their sacrifice of coming to the United States was worth it. Our parents left Mexico at a very young age and left everything, including family, behind. So many of our parents worked very long hours and more than one job, so we learned responsibility early on. We also started working the earliest we could and at the same time juggling our schoolwork. But one of the things I am proud of is my identity as a Mexican American. I am first generation and it defines me personally and professionally. I was reading an article that says that we are the sandwich generation because we are the generation that got to witness our parents come from Mexico and we got to grow up with our Mexican culture. But our children will be raised in the U.S. and will be used to the American traditions. I'm grateful for the opportunities that are afforded to me as an American citizen, but I still think of my Latino brothers and sisters who are still struggling or with hardships because there's still a fight. I'm appreciative of the sacrifices my parents made and their emphasis on hard work and not taking things for granted. This has been a primary source for motivating me since I was a young child. To me, the Rascon and the Martinez family represent the hardship that my parents had to go through when they arrived in the U.S. They struggled with many obstacles, but they never let anything get in the way or anyone hold them back of their goals and their dreams. It has given me the desire to strive for success in everything that I do, and many people tell me I have a very competitive spirit, but I consider it as focused. So I leave you with all the top 5 things that my parents taught me to help you stay focused. Be strong in the face of adversity. If you work hard and have determination, you can accomplish anything, but you have to work for it. Nothing is given to you. Dream big, be self-reliant and independent. And 5, make every moment count. And also, I have to say one more thing. Vote, vote, vote in this election. Thank you.
Now the portion of the program we have all been waiting for. The reason for today's celebration. It's time to announce the winners of our 2020 Hispanic Heritage Luncheon. Are you guys ready? It's so exciting, right? Everyone's eating their tortillas at home. They're so nervous. I love it. Let us begin by welcoming the chair of the celebratory event, Mary Browley.
Thank you, Jason, and thanks to everyone for joining us today. This is normally not how we like to celebrate, as Jason mentioned, but I am so thankful that we have the technology to continue this amazing award ceremony. We appreciate you being here. We hope you're staying safe. As Jason mentioned, it's time to recognize our winners. But before I do, I want to thank you all for submitting the nominations. We know that there's so many great people out here. We can't even imagine to know them all, but you took the time out and submitted people that I frankly had never even heard of. They're doing so many great things in the community. It was amazing to see so many nominations coming through and all the great things, like I said, that people are doing in our community. I would also like to thank a couple of people that helped with the voting process, with the judging, and that's Roland Romo with the Amarillo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He's this year's president, along with Jason Harrison with the Amarillo Chamber of Commerce, and Ana Lozoya, who is the president of Los Barrios de Amarillo. They really have a tough time whenever they have to judge these amazing things, and I'm so grateful for them that they did that for us. So what I'm going to do next is before I do start the awards, I'm going to read the description of what each award is, along with the summary of the nomination that came in from the nominator. So of course we asked our award winners to submit some additional information, but what I'm going to read to you for brevity's sake is just what the nominators wrote. So let's begin. The first award is the Business Community Service Award. This award will be given to a business that has provided strong monetary support or encouraged community volunteerism in the Hispanic community. The nominator wrote, "This company is donating $2 million to provide resources that help students in the states that they operate. Their donation was made through a Fueling Safe and Thriving Communities grant to enhance childhood literacy and reduce food insecurity. Their support will ensure that young children receive the tools needed to read on level and can help secure a healthy future for those kids. Many of our Title I schools consist of Hispanic students who meet the low income level of poverty. For several years, this company has joined forces with the Panhandle Community Services for the Share the Warmth program for families in need. Most recently in 2019, they donated $70,000. For 2020, they gave again to help during the pandemic. Not only do they provide financial support, but their staff is also vested in the community and continues to provide us with safe and reliable service for generations to come. I am so excited to announce that the 2020 recipient of the Business Community Service Award to Atmos Energy. And here to take the award is Michael Gonzalez. Michael, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Mary. I just want to say that I am humbled and I am honored to accept this award on behalf of Atmos Energy. We extremely have been fortunate enough to have done well this year, even during the circumstances, and a lot of our efforts and everything we've invested in the community to help during this time has been through our efforts through our Fueling Safe and Thriving Committee. So I really appreciate this award. It makes me proud to work for a great company to help and invest a lot in the community. And myself, I play a small, tiny role in that, and I'm just glad to be a part of that and being able to give back to the community that I live and that our company serves.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. And everybody, whenever you see an Atmos Energy person walking around, checking meters, doing work on some lines, just be sure to thank them. They're out there every single day when we don't want to be. They're out there in the heat. They're out there in a blizzard. They're always there. And like you said, they're trying to make our community safer, and they're educating and feeding our children. So thank you so much and congratulations. The next award is the Hispanic Man of the Year award. This is defined as a man who has distinguished himself in an organization, his profession, and the Hispanic community. The nominator wrote, "Going back 30 years, this man is a business owner and has been involved on many boards and groups in the Barrio, such as the Wesley Community Center. He served as one of our past city councilmen and is currently the president of the Amarillo Rotary Board. He has served on the Llano Cemetery Board and continues to serve the entire community of Amarillo, including the Barrio, and will not hesitate to help anyone individually 7 days a week. He is a great example to our past and present of what a true soldier is for God. He is a great husband and father. He encourages anyone he runs into to better their life and to serve God. He is always willing to help any way he can, whether he knows you or not. If you know him, you know he is never going to leave without shaking your hand and giving you a blessing. I have not touched the surface on how much he has done and will continue to do to serve you and our city, as well as the Barrio. He has many accomplishments that I have not listed. I am proud to present the 2020 recipient of the Hispanic Man of the Year, Mr. Daniel Martinez."
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
What a nice award.
Yes.
I am flattered and honored to serve Amarillo community and Hispanic body, the body of Amarillo, as I've been a past president 20 years ago.
Yes.
Those bodies. So
Back in the day, right?
back in the day when you and I were just kids.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're still kids.
Absolutely.
Well, Daniel, that really speaks a lot because Los Barrios has been around a long time. You were probably there on the board whenever we first started this luncheon, and it kind of disappeared for a little while. And so we're so glad that it's back to recognize our leaders and gosh, 30 plus years, not giving away the age or anything, but that's a long time to help out our community, and we appreciate you.
Well, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm going to still be here to serve people of Amarillo and the community.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Next is the Hispanic Woman of the Year Award. This is defined as a woman who has distinguished herself in her organization, her profession, and the Hispanic community. The nominator wrote, "This woman has shown great leadership skills and has also served her community with grace and love. She has constantly broken barriers all of her life and continues to do so even after losing her beautiful and giving daughter. She's an advocate for the cancer community here in Amarillo and is constantly doing fundraisers for her nonprofit organization, Camp Alfie. She continues to show the Amarillo community what the Hispanic community is about through her words and actions. I am so very proud to present the 2020 recipient of the Hispanic Woman of the Year to Lucy Hernandez."
You need to hug me.
Congratulations.
I am so honored to receive this award. When I found out that I was nominated, I was already happy and cried a little. But now that I know that I got that award, I just can't believe it. I have seen so many leaders in our community doing so much that I thought there was no way I will be one of them. I am beyond honored, and I want to thank everybody who voted for me, everybody who was involved in this, especially the Barrios of Amarillo that have helped me in the beginning of my new life, I will say, when I was just cashier working at Rosa's Cafe, and they helped me. They believe in me, and they helped me pay for my books to go to Amarillo College. So I want you to know that you guys changed my life and that you make a big difference. I want to thank my kids from Camp Alfie, that I love you so much. I love you with all my heart. And you make me a better person every day. So, to my Camp Alfie kids, I love you. Toda mi gente, a todas esas mujeres que piensan que no se puede, sí se puede. Tu vida puede cambiar si te lo propones. Y gracias, Amarillo. Los amo.
And of course, we cannot forget about the Young Rising Star. I have to tell you that this is like my favorite part because, you know, our students, our youngsters are going to be the leaders of our community and our country. And so we really need to always support them, encourage them. And I'm just so glad that this person is winning an award. So the Young Rising Star demonstrates leadership in their school, church, or family and has strong leadership skills in the Hispanic community. The nominator wrote that this student came from Mexico in 2004. That was 16 years ago. He began pre-K not knowing any English. And what he remembered is that his family had to use a lot of resources from the community. They just came with very little. So he got lots of help in the community, but then growing up, he realized that they started doing better and he wanted to help out in his community. So he began with school. He was student council treasurer at Caprock High School, along with Aaliyah Halomo, who I don't know if you'll remember, but a couple of years ago, she won the Young Rising Star. So he got to go to school with her. He continues to help others. He's helping people learn how to register to vote, telling them, you know, how to do it, where to go. But his passion is really volunteering at the animal shelter. He was also a Los Barrios Scholarship winner recipient and is a college student at WTAMU. He was recently recognized by WT College of Education and Social Sciences as the Dr. Travis McBride Scholar with the academic pursuits, and as such will be given the opportunity to work alongside a faculty member to develop a research paper on a topic of his choosing with the goal of presentation and publication. I am so honored to announce the 2020 recipient award for the Young Rising Star, Eric Gutierrez. Congratulations, Eric.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone that was involved in this nomination process, including the person that did nominate me, for which I do not know who they are yet, but thank you so much. Also, I would like to thank everyone that has helped me become who I am and helped me just strive for more things. Especially being an immigrant, we don't come with a lot of things, and that is why I'm really grateful for this award and really honored, because it it's more as a thank you to the community and to everyone that has helped me become who I am, even including Los Barrios, who I did get a scholarship, and it actually did help me my first year of school whenever I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough money to go to school in the beginning. Muchísimas gracias, les quiero dar a toda la comunidad de Amarillo y también a los que me nominaron para este premio. También quiero agradecer a mi familia, a mis amigos, especialmente porque si no fuera por ustedes yo no sabría qué estaría haciendo ahorita, especialmente a mi mamá, Carmen, muchísimas gracias y feliz mes de la herencia hispana.
Thank you again, and thank you for everything you're doing. We want you to keep up that education, and you can always call Los Barrios if you need anything at all.
Yes,
thank you. The last award that we have today is the Lifetime Heart of the Barrio. This award does not need a lot of explanation. It honors an outstanding leader who has made significant contributions to serving the Hispanic community, someone who has exhibited a lifetime of strong and consistent volunteerism. This nominee has been dedicated to improving the Barrio for many decades. Not only have they employed thousands of Barrio kids and adults, their unwavering commitment to supporting the projects and endeavors of the Wesley Community Center, Los Barrios de Amarillo, and many other programs and organizations has been amazing. From sponsorships to catering to volunteerism and beyond, this nominee exemplifies excellence and love. There are too many stories to tell about how they help their employees, lend hand to other small businesses, and never give up on the Barrio. They encourage and support education and have inspired many of their employees to do great things and reach for the stars, myself, a former employee, included. They are so deserving of this recognition. It is my honor to let you know that the 2020 recipient of the Lifetime Heart of the Barrio goes to George and Mitzi Velos. They own Tacos Garcia on Ross, but could not be here today, but they want to thank everybody. They want to thank those who nominated, those who judged. They also want to thank the community, and they've enjoyed serving the community for many years. Congratulations.
How exciting is it to celebrate these wonderful leaders today? Congratulations to all of you. We hope this event has left you feeling inspired and empowered to go out into our community and make a difference. We all can do it, guys. On behalf of the Los Barrios de Amarillo, I would like to extend our sincerest gratitude to those taking a leap of faith and joining us online. We know it was different, but we hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, COVID may have us restricted, but we are all in this together. Remember, we're all in this together, guys. Stay safe, be blessed, and we will see you guys next year. Amor.
Thank you for joining us for the 2020 Hispanic Heritage Luncheon.